bit here.
I guess it is mid Galio after all.
It is.
And of course, Ezreal Yumi, a very strong lane that we just, again, we don't see too often. But with Ezreal back in the meta, and with all of this hard engage, I mean, I like the idea with the Yumi. Go well in the early game. This is looking pretty good for HANWHA LIIV as we are entering match 15, game number 1 here. LIIV SANDBOX against HANWHA LIIV Esports. And we saw
out of this lane, or can get a gank on top side.
Yeah, this is what we were looking for, the Udyr to put on the pressure. But Dudu is being very respectful. He will be stunned down, but do they have the damage is the question. Underneath the turret, the answer will be no. Krako just backs away, but still a winning trade. Remember, Dudu does not have his teleport, and they're going to be able to deny a lot of CS up there. Trying to deny my back, but actually he was in a bit more danger than he actually expected. Krako is going to spot him here. Fate now getting the first rotation on in. The kick is used as well. He's got Dudu nearby, but a flash will be able to get him out of dodge. He will be just fine, but can the same be said about Dudu, who does not have his flash available? He's trying to get to the wall here and potentially get over it, but okay, there he goes. Actually gets that off cooldown just on time. But this will spark LIIV SANDBOX to start up this objective as they are thinking about the Rift Herald.
Good too much. Dudu is in a lot of trouble here, though. Teleport available for Chovy.
Yeah, there's only 4 of them going up to the top side. At least it's not 5, maybe you could say. Here comes the teleport, and he is going to be charmed up, stunned up, and there is our first blood at 13.5 minutes. Welcome to the LCK. As so much pressure being put up in that top side. They're not going to be able to take down that first turret just yet, but because of all the rotations now.
The Muramane, the next item afterwards, as he goes in.
This is a rough spot for Fate. He is dead, and he even flashed there at the end. Oh man, really rough spot, but a great look from Chovy. Just finds him there, and the insane amount of CC you can get going, the way that they're going to play. As LIIV SANDBOX are thinking about making a play now. Speaking of which, we got a big charm coming in. Actually, it doesn't hit anyone as the Galio ultimate there for the disengage. And immediately it's like, well, we don't want to engage into that. Now Fate's going to get slowed up. They are going to be able to flash to safety, but that's not the engage that LIIV SANDBOX were looking for. And HANWHA LIIV kind of just laugh at that and get away scot-free.
And it's exactly what we talked about. It's so hard to engage on this HANWHA LIIV composition because initially it feels like this is a 3-man unit. It's a Yumi. We can just all in, blow them up, blow up the turret, and go from there. But
it does speak to kind of mindset of LIIV SANDBOX.
Oh, Chovy.
Okay, he's got Johan nearby, but Johan's actually moving away at this point. Now is going to identify it. Chovy still does have flash, and he's got a 3-man taunt here. He's looking to turn this around. Stopwatch, a pretty good item, gonna keep him alive for a long time. Tries to flash away, but he does not get away. And now Johan gets baited into this as well. Looking for the kill, but looks like maybe he didn't have the energy to follow up on the second Q. And now with both the jungler and Chovy down, they're thinking about this Baron, but Def's still alive with the Yumi on his back. Not gonna be the easiest play. They're still gonna go for it here.
And Baron rather is going to go down really, really quickly. Great poke coming in through from Deft. Dudu, Deft, and Vista going to try and get them off there. I think they can't do this. It's too risky.
It's pretty scary, but they're committing to it. That's a missed Q. And every Q that Deft misses just makes them even more confident. Effort's able to get away. Dudu's in the pit. They take down the Rakan, but the Baron at least will go to Krako. And that was really the objective for LIIV SANDBOX, but might be losing a bunch of their members here. Summit's also trying to get out of dodge. Chovy is running on in. Lands that slow, and that will be a dead crocodile at the end of all that. But still the Baron was taken here by LIIV SANDBOX. I think after this Baron take, this is where you get confident and you begin to take dragons away from HANWHA LIIV. They've got the positioning. That's a lot of damage on a Prince, though. Deft being given more and more time. They're looking to blow up Dudu, but he has a stopwatch, and he's got a Galio. It looks like the Galio was interrupted by Summit, but that means that Summit's now the one that's going to go down. And HANWHA LIIV have immediately thwarted this engage from LIIV SANDBOX.
Nice attempt from LIIV SANDBOX, but HANWHA LIIV with a beautiful bait. Dudu goes in, draws out a lot of aggro, but has a Yumi on top of him, and has the stopwatch. If Summit doesn't cancel that Galio ultimate, I think that fight goes way worse. And we are treated here to a negative Baron power play. I think it's now back up again. Okay.
44 gold.
But that's not the Baron power play that you're really looking for. And
HANWHA LIIV SANDBOX, try to hard engage. And speaking of which, this time it's HANWHA LIIV. They found effort as the Orianna Shockwave basically does negative damage, it feels like, especially to the Galio there. And yeah, I mean, it's not going to help. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but a nice little pick off from HANWHA LIIV. But yeah, the Gwen, as we saw, they tried to go on her. She's got his Zhonya's and the Galio. And here we go once again. So Krako's going to be jumped on here. We got the teleports coming in. Summit is trying to front line. Immediately, Krako has to run away, but now Johan's gone a little bit too deep, and they weren't able to get any kills, actually. So Johan was the one that gets caught out here. We got a minute 30 until the Baron, so again, no big objectives, but HANWHA LIIV still trying to make a play, and they actually fail this time.
Evaporate your base in second. The teleport is going to come through here.
Yeah, just early teleport to get Toby into position. They've got that top lane pushing. That's a sick amount of damage on the Fade. He has to back away immediately as the Yuumi on top of Dudu is threatening, but here comes effort in from behind, getting a lot of those people stunned up and charmed up as Summon tries to join in with him. Nobody actually dying. Dudu going super deep as the Shockwave is going to miss. And Prince stays alive somehow, some way throughout all of that. Deft with full health and a Yuumi on his back is still looking to lead the charge alongside of Toby. They're going to get that stun down onto the Renekton. Deft is just keeping everybody else out as the Renekton survives for a crazy amount of time. But at the end of the day, HANWHA LIIV will win the fight, and they will take down that Ocean Soul.
Deft needed to do damage. He definitely did. Even with Summit diving on top of him, that was an extremely long fight. And that's where the Yuumi shines, which he can hop from person to person, keep them all topped up. Because without a Yuumi, that fight would not have gone well for HANWHA LIIV. But now they have the Soul, now they have the Baron, and this might be the moment where LIIV SANDBOX are no longer in control of this game.
Yeah, just like that. I mean, the Ocean Soul is really going to help out as well. But again, Prince did go back. He still has his GA. True Shot Barrage misses, and now trying to get into the back line, and maybe that's the way, but Prince is still alive. It's going to be the battle of the AD carries as Prince is getting in there now, but he flashes forward. He can't get the kill. He finally does, but now he'll be the one to go down, and the rest of LIIV SANDBOX is not there to help him as he revives, as HANWHA LIIV will win an incredibly close fight and will take the Baron.
And you say incredibly close fight. I see these health bars. This does not look like a close fight to me, and it's the power of the Yuumi coming through here. I love that from LIIV SANDBOX. Yeah, it's even worse, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I do really love the play that HANWHA or that LIIV SANDBOX make later, but let's look here because I thought that this was going pretty decently. A nice flank from effort, waits very long, but Summit gets on top of that, but the rest of the team immediately responds. And we see Prince has a lot of space, but that kick from Johan is incredible important. Fade missing that Shockwave is key, because if he hits that and Prince gets in 1-2 more autos, he might blow someone up, he might be able to tumble forward and turn it around, but instead it's the consistent sustain and the skirmishing. And while Deft was Dovan at the start of this fight, he's basically full health again. And we talked about Johan's kick earlier. Check out the catch that he finds in a little bit on Prince, because I think this is another one of those scenarios where as Prince you're going to go back and you're going to like, I don't know how I could have carried this fight. Right? And it's so close, but that kick...
Yeah. And the Q landing just to provide that extra bit of damage. And as you mentioned, up a turret. It's not the biggest thing in the world, but it gets you a little bit more map position as maybe you pushed a little bit too far. Effort's going to be able to engage on a Dudu, but again, it is Gwen. The Vayne doing insane amount of damages, but this is what happens. She has been able to get some room, but Deft is also still alive. As Prince, though, is chopping down one by one. The front line of HANWHA LIIV has disappeared as Deft desperately tries to take out Prince, but he cannot. And the Vayne has come online alongside of the Orianna with the double kill, and they're pushing for the end here.
They have one cannon minion. Is it enough? I think they can just tank the turrets. Have they done it?
I think they have. The Lee Sin, he's got Smite. There's a way. You got to get in there and take the cannon out, otherwise you're not feeling good. He's gonna get in, try to take it out. He smites, it's not enough damage. And they're tanking it up, and the minions are coming in here. Do they have it? I think with 20 seconds on the dead timers, they will win this game.
Prince!
The Vayne comes online 40 minutes into the game, and Krako will have his moments to finally dance next to the fountain. And HANWHA LIIV are still winless in summer, as LIIV SANDBOX will win a crazy long game here to start us off.
Really confident that you're gonna find yourself an early game lead against LIIV SANDBOX, and then I look at their comp, and you have Senna and Ryze. Both these champs need time. Considering how game went, LIIV SANDBOX looking pretty clean, all things considered. As a HANWHA LIIV fan, I think you're going into this one a little bit scared.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a HANWHA LIIV fan, just, you know, start your stopwatch, start your timer for maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Wait it out. Looks like, okay, the flash coming in. Krako looking for the gank in the mid lane. Chovy not even blowing his flash just yet. Krako waiting for it, looking for the kill, and he will pick it up. As first blood will go the way of Krako, although Chovy at least is able to trade one back. Johan is waiting up in the top side, but Meganar is about to hit. Maybe looking for the bait coming in, but Summit, look at that, respects it. Does not follow up for the trade.
I think so many people were going, Johan is still waiting.
He's still here. We saw this a lot yesterday. Summit, though, it kind of looks like he knew this was coming, although he's being burned down, and it's not going to matter in the end. That's the kill handed over to Dudu in the top lane.
And I think
we're ulting top side. That's what's going on. Summit has effort nearby, though. Is it going to be enough? Yes, it will, as the Lantern comes in, but now effort is getting into a little bit of a sticky situation, keeping people around, though, for the roam from Krako and Fate, although they will say, we got to take this one a little bit slower. Krako, though, is going in. He's looking for Toby, who does not have his flash, rather, and he will be going down. And that is a really nice response on the counter roam here from LIIV SANDBOX.
And it is stacking his call, efforts making plays around the map. And Chovy.
Johan's here for the counter gank. There's no flash available. That's a really nice equalizer. The haymaker does come in, though. Johan does eat a big fist to the face. So no kill will go down as HANWHA LIIV do back off on the counter gank. As now Summit, he's got Meganar coming in here. No flash available. He is able to land that ultimate, but it's not enough as he's not able to follow up. The hop was used. Still a winning trade, though, for Summit in the top side. 3-on-2 right now, but guess who's coming up to the top side? Yes, you guessed it. It is effort. He's almost here. And that's why LIIV SANDBOX aren't backing off. We also got the Meganar coming in. Yet again, they're going to be able to burst down that Rumble immediately. And now Dudu's looking for the kill. He gets it at least, but that's a 2-for-1 in favor of LIIV SANDBOX. And the Rift Herald is available here. Deft and Chovy still up, though, looking to clear the wave at least and not give up too much of this lane to LIIV SANDBOX.
We're also feeling very comfy, and there is nothing but action in this game, Valdez.
Yeah, we're getting into it again. Fate's bringing 3 people into the mid lane. Krako gives up on the Drake. They want to go for Johan, and he's just alone here. Effort sets it up again, and the positioning was not great. And that's going to make this a 5-on-4, and the Rift Herald is given over to LIIV SANDBOX. They are once again dominating in this early game. I wouldn't even be surprised if they could get the Drake as well. And you'll miss it. We got more action on the horizon here. Deft and Vista have no idea. They're trying to burst down the Senna. Devour is down. He's able to flash away as the equalizer, and he dodges the rocket from the Jinx. It's actually going to keep Deft alive, although certainly a lot of damage done in the Crab Rave. Vista's actually taunting Effort when Effort is support gapping right now. And we're pushing on the bottom side for LIIV SANDBOX. They're looking for plates as well. And now Johan thinks he can get in here. Thankfully, he's got a Tom Kench. It's a good thing that champion's still in the game. Chovy's got a free lane. That's one good thing that's going well for HANWHA LIIV.
By Vista on the Kench, but just because of the mid lane pressure that they were able to find, Chovy picking up a blade or two. Actually quite good as he goes in.
All right, where's the Lantern? Looks like it's on cooldown. Effort not able to save him. The Drake will go the way of course. 0-2 to LIIV Sandbox. You don't really have much else going for you. Of course, it's not over as we're trying to get on top of Deft, and Vista was in the mid lane, so he's not going to be able to get devoured here. Summit will go down, but the turnaround here is massive as the engage is coming in, and another huge hook comes in from Effort. This time on a Toby, as the Flay will come in as well, and Toby will go down. That's a double kill to this Diana, who is so fed in this game. Let's hand over another kill to the Jinx as well, and LIIV Sandbox are just crushing them here in this early game.
LIIV, sure they were in a great spot because they were like even. They were behind.
All right, well, maybe fifth time is the charm as we have the teleport coming in. Looks like fifth time is indeed the charm. They're going to kill Summit, but at the same time, look at Kroko getting on top of Deft here. There's really no hope when you've got three members up in the top side, and Deft and Vista are this far up the lane. Fate's not even here! And that's just a free double kill given over to LIIV Sandbox, plus more, plus extra. They are so far ahead in this game at this point.
I mean, Effort has a lot of gold.
Yeah,
he has been
good description of
around the map. He's been picking up bounties everywhere.
Yeah. And I think this play on paper is okay, but when the duo lane of the bottom side gets caught out at the same time, that's when it doesn't get okay.
It does not get okay. Get okay.
They're like pushing into the dark jungle here. You have no vision. I mean, they're not even together. Eventually they do group up, but by this point it's too late. Diana's so fed, like she's eventually gonna kill you. And that's it's pretty simple for LIIV Sandbox to scroll at that point in time, so there's not really much hope. So maybe his frustration, you talked about forcing things. Summit, he is losing his Mega Gnar, but it doesn't seem to matter. They're still going into this one. A massive engage comes in from Fate. Not much of a follow-up, though, as they're just looking to push them away, get the Drake and get out. That's now Cloud Soul Point on the map here for LIIV Sandbox. It's not super flashy, they don't get the kills, but they're still getting so many objectives and wins on the map.
LIIV Sandbox is so good! What is happening? Well, what are we looking at here as they find a team fight, don't overextend, pick up the objective.
It's so well, and I feel like oftentimes you play so much League of Legends, you can kind of just get into, you know, a bit of a lull, like every game is the same, but he really has identified where to get the advantages in this game, and it's been really beautiful to watch. From the support perspective, as he puts down the box, the Baron is absolutely LIIV Sandbox. And look at this, Deft is all alone once again. They're trying to get on top of this Senna, and they will be able to, although Prince also went down, and now Effort's going to go down as well. Toby's got some room up on the top side. He takes down the Gnar, and LIIV Sandbox maybe a little bit too much, although Fate's not able to get the kill. This time around, Vista does get the Devour. They keep the Baron on the Diana, but only the Diana after that play. As, okay, very proactive play here, trying to use two global ultimates to get on top of a set. Where have we seen this before? Not the cleanest fight though from the Sandbox. They're still able to take them down, and a massive engage comes in from Kroko. This guy is so massive in this game, as Toby is doing some nice damage, but it does not seem to matter, as a huge haymaker does come in from Fate, and that is going to be the ace at the end of it. And it's a clean one from LIIV Sandbox, as this game has been. They're looking to end it here in 26 minutes.
Are LIIV Sandbox really going to 2-0 HANWHA LIIV? They were our fourth team of the LCK last split, and it looks like they're about to go 0-6, Valdez.
0-6 in games, 0-3 in matches. And LIIV Sandbox, this is a huge springboard into the next games that they have. We'll see if they can end this game here. Fate is CCing everybody down. And at this point, they're kind of playing with their food. They could have just targeted the Nexus. Instead, they'll target the KDAs on top of getting the clean 2-0 victory tonight over HANWHA LIIV Esports. Very spectacularly played from the side of LIIV Sandbox, especially game number 2. I feel like Effort, that is a performance